Hello everyone, Andy Wolverton here, and today I'm talking about the new releases in film noir and neo-noir for March 2022. We've got some titles I'm very excited about, including two films from one of noir's finest directors. So let's get things kicked off on March the 7th with the release of The Gentle Gunman from 1952, directed by Basil Dearden. Always an interesting director. This comes to us from Studio Canal in the UK, and this is a Region B release. Two brothers, Terry, played by John Mills, and Matt Sullivan, played by Dirk Bogarde, are London-based members of the Irish Republican Army, but their ideologies could not be more different. Terry has become sick of all the organization's violence, yet Matt feels his brother has gone soft and may even be considering betraying the group. Their leader, the fanatical and anti-British Shinto, played by Robert Beatty, keeps an eye on Terry, knowing his misgivings about the IRA's methods. With the addition of a rescue operation and additional characters whose loyalties and motivations come into question, The Gentle Gunman quickly becomes a very intense picture. Extras include a closer look at The Gentle Gunman with writers Matthew Sweet and Fong Lee, and a stills gallery. Here's one that I'd never heard of until recently, a film that's rarely been seen since it was released in 1951. Directed by Robert Siodmak and produced by Louis de Rochemont, The Whistle at Eaton Falls stars Lloyd Bridges as Brad Adams, the new manager of a plastics factory in Eaton Falls, New Hampshire. When the economy takes a bad turn, Brad is forced to lay off several employees, including some of his friends. But when Brad faces more opposition than he's prepared for, things get ugly. The film also stars Ernest Borgnine, Murray Hamilton, and Dorothy Gish. Now, this is part of Flickr Alley's Flickr Fusion series, focusing on lesser-known rarities. It's also a Blu-ray only release, and it contains some terrific features, including an audio commentary by author and film historian Alan K. Rohde, a personal reminiscence of Louis de Rochemont from the producer's grandson, Pierre de Rochemont, insights into the film's restoration, an isolated soundtrack, a booklet essay from writer Richard Kozarski, and more. I'm very interested in this one. This release date is March the 15th, but you can pre-order now from Flickr Alley. Now, we're not done with Robert Siodmak yet, so just hang on. Also, on March 15th, this Blu-ray, originally scheduled for February, got pushed back to the same release date as the 4K edition of Touch of Evil from Kino Lorber. I mentioned both releases last month, so please check out that February video. It's hard to believe that we're just now getting a Blu-ray release of The Accused from 1988, directed by Jonathan Kaplan. This release is from Paramount. Now, this is not the 1949 noir starring Loretta Young, which came out a few months ago from Kino. This 1988 version was a high-profile film in its theatrical release and an Oscar winner. The film revolves around a woman named Sarah Tobias, played by Jodie Foster, who is brutally gang-raped by three men at a bar while other men stand around watching and cheering. Due to Sarah's history of drinking and drugs, District Attorney Catherine Murphy, played by Kelly McGillis, believes the best she'll be able to do is to get some jail time for the rapists. But Sarah insists that Murphy also go after the onlookers who cheered the rapists on. This is an intense film that's difficult to watch, but it's one of those movies you really must watch. Apparently, Paramount offered the role of Sarah to several actresses, all of whom turned it down. Jodie Foster took the role, despite the Paramount executives thinking that Foster was not sexy enough. Foster showed them, winning an Oscar and a Golden Globe for Best Actress. Take that, Paramount. Unfortunately, Paramount didn't consider this film worthy of a Paramount Presents release, since its only extra is a theatrical trailer. Some of you will remember the days when you had to wait a whole year for a theatrical release to appear on home video. Well, no longer. Guillermo del Toro's remake of Nightmare Alley is still in some theaters as I record this. But then again, it's nominated for 4 Oscars, so there's that. A quick release is fine with me. I'm eager to own it. March 22nd brings the release of the Blu-ray and the 4K in various packagings. Of course, this is the remake of the 1947 version starring Tyrone Power, which was released on Blu-ray last year from Criterion. If you haven't seen that version, you really should see it. And you should also read the original source novel by William Lindsay Gresham. I could give you the plot, but you can find that anywhere. The cast, including Bradley Cooper, Cate Blanchett, Toni Collette, Willem Dafoe, Richard Jenkins, Rooney Mara, and one of my favorites, David Strathairn, is terrific. If you have HBO Max, you can catch it there right now, but you won't find the extras that will appear on the Blu-ray or the 4K releases. Those extras include a featurette called Del Toro's Neo-noir, with the director and cast delving into the complex world of the film and its noir roots. Beneath the Tarp, featuring production designer Tamara Deverell, taking us through the set design, and more. What Exists in the Fringe is a featurette with costume designer Louis Sakira, and who knows, maybe there's more extras than that. Now, for TV fans, we've got Magnum PI, the complete series, 8 seasons from 1980 to 1988, coming to us from Mill Creek Entertainment in a 30-disc Blu-ray set. Now, the good news is this is the first time this complete series has been released on Blu-ray in North America. The bad news, it's coming from Mill Creek, whose releases are usually bare bones and often contain image quality issues. Now, right now, the Amazon price is $120 with a list price of $179. The complete series has been available on Blu-ray in the UK since 2016. The price on that set comes out to about $150, not counting international shipping. If you're not sure if the show is for you, you can get the complete series on DVD from Universal for about $60. Or you can watch the complete series on the Roku channel or the first 2 seasons on IMDb TV. I'm going to wait for a few reviews to come out on the Mill Creek set, but if you pick it up, let me know what you think. Last month, I talked about a Claude Chabrol box set from Arrow, a collection with 5 films. 4 of them I would consider at least noir stained. That set is called Lies and Deceit, which came out on February 22nd, but on March 28th, Arrow will release a follow-up set of 4 more Chabrol films called Twisting the Knife. So here's a very quick look at those films. We start in order of original release with The Swindle from 1997, a somewhat lighthearted crime comedy featuring a confidence couple played by Michel Serrault and Isabelle Huppert, who are strictly small-time, but find themselves getting a little out of their element when they try to swindle the wrong guy. The Color of Lies from 1999 is a psychological whodunit, something a bit out of the ordinary for Chabrol, with a failed artist played by Jacques Gamblin, accused of raping and killing a young girl. Merci pour le chocolat, or Nightcap from 2000, another psychological thriller that focuses on dark family secrets, starring, once again, Isabelle Huppert. The set closes with The Flower of Evil, Chabrol's 50th film, with Natalie Bay as a middle-aged woman who decides to run for the office of mayor in her town. But her unfaithful husband is certainly not helping her campaign. Neither is the person or persons distributing leaflets accusing her family of collaboration with the Nazis. All of these films come from new 4K restorations with new and archival features, including new audio commentaries for each film. I'll post a link to the rundown of those special features in the notes. Bottom line, if you're already a fan of Chabrol, you'll want to pick up this set as well as the Lies and Deceit set. If you're just starting out, I would recommend starting with La Cérémonie from 1995 or The Butcher from 1970. Now, we've got a very interesting release from a man who gave us Phantom Lady, The Killers, Crisscross, and many other noir classics, Robert Siodmak. After a tremendous career in Hollywood, Siodmak returned home to Germany in the 1950s, where he directed several films, including The Devil Strikes at Night from 1957, which comes to us from Kino Lorber on March 29th. In 1944 Hamburg, a barmaid is strangled to death, and it seems an open and shut case until a former Nazi soldier named Alex Kirsten, played by Klaus Holm, is reassigned to the local police force. Kirsten is convinced the girl's death is the work of a serial killer and that this killer is an Aryan, not a Jew, a gypsy, or a foreigner, as the Nazis would prefer. Based on a true story, The Devil Strikes at Night was nominated for a Best Foreign Language Oscar and won many awards at the 1958 Berlin Film Festival. There's only one special feature here, and it's bound to be a good one, an audio commentary by Imogen Sarah Smith. I saw this one a couple of years ago, and I'm definitely picking it up. I'm somewhat hesitant to bring up the next film since it was slated for a March release from Shout Factory just a few days ago, then was reassigned as a no release date title. This is a film that was released on Blu-ray from Warner Brothers in 2013 and now is long out of print. The film is the neo-noir Jennifer 8 from 1992, starring Andy Garcia and Uma Thurman. I won't get too much into this since it's possible that there are rights issues holding this one up, but keep an eye out and check back here. I'll let you know if I hear any news about this one. March 29th also closes the month out with the Kino Lorber release of a film I saw at Noir City, DC several months back and thought, man, I wish this was on Blu-ray. And now it is. I'm talking about Shakedown from 1950, not to be confused with The Shakedown from 1960, a very different movie. Eddie Muller has a great story about programming this film. You can find that on his Ask Eddie episode from December 9th, 2021, at about the 13-minute mark or so. It's a great story. You should check it out. Newspaper photographer Jack Early, played by Howard Duff, will do anything to grab front page pictures, even if he has to ignore the rules or abandon his scruples, if he has any. After a few encounters with and jobs for racketeers, Early finds himself in big trouble. The film also stars Brian Donlevy, Peggy Dow, and Lawrence Tierney. This release is taken from a new 2K restoration and features an audio commentary by film scholar Jason A. Nye. This is a good one. Don't hesitate. That's going to do it for March. Looks like a pretty good month. Again, dates may change, and if they do, I will keep you posted. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.